Okay, the fourth and final lethal rhythm, and we'll write lethal one more time up here. Lethal equals deadly. The last of our four lethal rhythms is called pulseless electrical activity. It can be abbreviated PEA, and the name really describes what's going on. Let's draw a picture of the heart here. There's our heart, and we'll change colors here, and we'll have SA node, the AV node, the bundle of His, the bundle branches, and the Purkinje fibers going like this. So if we see something like this, if we see something on the monitor that looks like this, all of us would assume that the patient has a pulse and everything is going to be okay. But that's not actually true, and it's because of this pulseless electrical activity thing. Well, let me get another color here. Let's do blue. Okay, around the heart is inside its own little bag. It's like a Ziploc baggie that goes all the way around the heart, holding it in place. And it's a really good thing to have it there, because what it does is it allows the heart to move around inside the chest without ripping or tearing itself or rubbing up against the ribs and that kind of thing. It just moves inside this sac, and this sac is called, we'll put that in blue too, the pericardium. Peri means around, like periscope or perimeter, and then cardium means heart. So it's a very accurate name for it. It goes around the heart. Usually it fits like a glove, and there's really no space in between the red part here of the heart and the blue part of the pericardium, and the heart just moves around, contracting inside the pericardium with no problem. However, imagine if you had a heart like this. Let's draw another heart over here. You have this heart, and we have the pericardium. Let's see. Let's draw the pericardium out here like this. Like, goes out like this, and it's starting to stretch now because the heart has sprung a leak, and the blood coming into the heart is now leaving and going out of the heart right here, because the heart has a hole in it. And so it's gradually going to fill up this whole space. But that doesn't mean that blood keeps or stops coming back into the heart. It's still coming into the heart, so it's still leaking into this pericardial space, and it begins to crush the heart. And we know the heart is hollow. It's got those four chambers. Remember the four chambers? And they don't do really well if you push in on them, because they're hollow, and so they just collapse. Now think about that. If the four chambers of the heart are squished and no blood can get into them, then no blood can be pushed out. If no blood can be pushed out, then cardiac output, by definition, would be 0. That means your patient would have no pulse. They would very quickly quit breathing, because you can't breathe without blood. Their eyes would be closed, and they would look very much like they were dead. Okay, so let's talk about the causes of this. What would cause this? The only cause is trauma. Trauma means something in the outside world came and attacked your body, whether it was you being in a car wreck, someone hit you in hit you in the chest with a baseball bat, someone shot you in the chest, something happened to cause the heart to get a hole in it, and that hole is now leaking into the pericardium. Okay, so there's our cause. Now the treatment for this, let's get another color. The treatment, just the immediate fix, is rather drastic. You take a syringe. Let's see, how do we draw a good syringe? No, that's not going to do. Take a syringe. Oh well, we'll just do it like this then. Take a syringe. Have the little hash marks on it. And a needle. And you plunge the needle into the pericardium so that you can draw out the blood and fill this up with blood. And if you draw out enough blood, then the heart will continue to work, because the whole time that it's been crushed, the electrical signal has still been going from the SA node to the AV node, from the AV to the bundle of His, bundle branches, and Purkinje's. And so when you look on a monitor, everything would look fine. Everything would look like a normal sinus rhythm. The problem is zero cardiac output, which means they have no pulse. That's how you would know that they're in PEA, is the monitor shows, let's write that down, that's an important thing. How would you know? Number one, they have a normal sinus rhythm, and number two, they have no pulse. That would be your indication that they have pulseless electrical activity. And like I said, this is your clue that this is going on, is that they had some really significant trauma happen. They got shot in the chest. They were in a bad car wreck. Something really big hit them in the chest. Okay, so that wraps up our 4 lethal rhythms. I will be back on Thursday and study hard. We will have a quiz on those when you come back.